All right, welcome to this live session. That's the part-time live session. I am sorry for the little delay. Okay, about 5 minutes delay. We are going to look into a few pairs where we'll be deciding on the long-term directional bias, or if there is any valid trading opportunity. Although I have gone through all of the charts and nothing much for the part-time trader, but let's just see a few pairs here, not to waste your time. Okay, all right, the sterling pounds against the Swiss franc. This is the daily time frame. Remember, we took a trade here as of yesterday, but the Swiss franc tend to gain more strength today than the sterling pounds, and that is why you can see a little hesitation candle there again for today. But it was a rejection candle. Okay, it was a rejection candle. As you can see, the bears try to drive price to the downside, but they were rejected. The bulls pushed them back up right there. Okay, so for tomorrow, which is the next trading day, we are expecting to see the bullish candle to the upside upon today's rejection. So tomorrow is going to be the last opportunity for this trade. We are hoping to see a bullish candle push in the daily time frame for the sterling pounds against the Swiss franc. So we are going to let this trade run again for one more day. Okay, give it just tomorrow, because we are seeing another rejection bar of this area of support. Okay, it is an area of support, and we are seeing that rejection bar, the second rejection bar of that area of support. So give it one more day, which is tomorrow. Hopefully we are going to see a push to the upside. All right, that is that for the sterling pounds against the Swiss franc. Nothing much. The trade is still running. Let's look into the next one. The Australian dollar against the Japanese yen. This is the daily time frame. Well, I want to show you the market confusion that is going on right now. You can see yesterday we got a pin bar right there. Today we are getting an inverted hammer formation, an inverted pin bar right here. So lots of market confusion within this junction of the chart here. Pin bars upon pin bars for the Australian dollar against the Japanese yen. This is an indication that you should avoid this chart. Although for today, this is a bearish pressure. Okay, price here suffered some pressure to the downside. Don't be surprised that tomorrow price might make a little push to this area of support again. Okay, but there is just too much of confusion, so try to avoid this pair as it is difficult to predict the next directional bias. For me, price might make little push to the downside somewhere here, then push to the upside. We will not be trading here for tomorrow. Okay, the next one is the New Zealand dollar against the Japanese yen. We took a trade here in the intraday live session. Okay, we took a trade here. That trade is sitting in some small profit right now. Small profit right now. This is the entry. That's the entry there. This is the stop loss just above this area of resistance. Well, we are going to let this trade run again for tomorrow. What I am anticipating here is a red candle push to the downside for tomorrow. I hope we are going to see that red candle push. That's a bearish candle pushing to the downside on the New Zealand dollar against the Japanese yen. Then our profit targets might be hit. Okay, so just keep that trade running. Hopefully we'll be finding something, some nice pips there. For those of you who traded this, even though yesterday we analyzed this pair and we talked about not trading anything here, we saw the reaction of that level of support with that hint. It was a nice push to the upside. Okay, anyway, we have now countered that movement and we are expecting to see price drive back down. So just keep that trade running. The New Zealand dollar against the Canadian dollar. This is a similar one. Price yesterday we analyzed this pair looking at those twin spinning top. This twin spinning top here. We talked about the possibility of an upward push. You can see that upward push today, but it was rejected around that area. So be careful going long. You are seeing a rejection candle already, so be careful clicking on your buy button on the New Zealand dollar against the Canadian dollar. Price is likely to push to the downside by tomorrow. Okay, it's likely to push to the downside by tomorrow, breaking free from this trend line. All right, nothing to trade here. The American dollar against the Swiss franc. As you can see, price is trading just below the monthly level of support. If you don't see price trading above or below long-term levels of support and resistance, you really do not need to bother yourself zooming into those time frames. Once you have analyzed or conducted your analysis on all time frames and you don't see price breaching or trading around long-term levels of support and resistance, there is no need zooming into those time frames. Here in the American dollar against the Swiss franc, we have seen that price is trading below the monthly level of support. So let's see the monthly time frame. Let me zoom in this chart. Okay, now in the monthly time frame, this is the area that has been acting as support. You can see how price has respected that area. In fact, we have a lower swing high right there, and price has broken below that level of support with a momentum breakout candle. You can see that candle there. That's a momentum breakout candle. What we need to be searching for now are continuation patterns, continuation formations. Although this is the monthly time frame, so it might take the entire month to get that continuation formation. For instance, if we are looking for a breakout congestion, then a continuation pattern there. This is going to take some time because the congestion candle is a whole month. It's a whole month. But at any rate, let's wait to see price behavior around this zone. Let's see if we can get continuation formations. Other than that, nothing else, but I want to advise you not to go short around this area. In the American dollar against the Swiss franc, price is likely to make some pullbacks to that area. This is where you should be waiting to make your short entry, because price has been finding support around that line, and if price push back up to that area, it will be finding that point as resistance. So if you are looking to go short in the American dollar against the Swiss franc, this is the wrong place to go short. Here is the right place to go short. So what you need to do is to wait for that pullback. Then from there on, you'll be looking for your short entries in the American dollar against the Swiss franc. All right, the euro against the sterling pounds. Well, our trade as of yesterday was hit at a break-even position. Well, that usually happens whenever they don't want to. The market movers do not want to take retail traders along, so they drive price all the way, triggering all of those stop losses at break-even position before they begin to drive price on its merry way to the downside. So the euro against the sterling pounds is still absolutely bearish. For tomorrow, we are expecting price to make some bearish pushes again. Well, if you want to take a trade here, it is still open. Okay, it is still valid. That trade could come somewhere here. The stop loss, just hide it somewhere on here. We expect price to keep pushing to the downside in the euro against the sterling pounds. All right, the American dollar against the New Zealand dollar. This is another interesting pair. I am liking price behavior around this area. Today's candle is a rejection candle, so we should be expecting price to make some bearish pushes for tomorrow. Although there is no valid setup for us to trade here, but today's candle is clearly a rejected candle. You can see that price pushed up to that area of resistance but was driven back down by the bears. So for the American dollar against the for the New Zealand dollar against the American dollar, be careful clicking on your buy button here. You actually want to be searching for short opportunities right now. And finally, the euro against the American dollar is showing some exhaustion in the daily time frame. We have got that hesitation there. This pair is still bullish, but for tomorrow we are likely to see a downward push to somewhere around in here. Let me just give it that level. We are expected to see a downward push to somewhere around the 1.2300 area. It is an area somewhere around in there before price bounce to the upside. So the euro against the American dollar is still bullish, but then with today's candle, rejection candle there, price is likely to make some pushes to the downside where in this pair. Okay, all right, that's basically all. Nothing much happening in the chart, nothing really much, because the market has been in ranges. You can see the intraday time frames. Price has been in heavy ranges. These are difficult market conditions to trade, hardly predictable. So there's nothing that we have missed. We took one trade today. We believe the trading frequency will improve with time. Okay, if you have questions or contributions, please feel absolutely free to ask them in the Telegram channel or even via our email addresses, and we will be responding to that. Thanks again for watching. We'll be talking to you again tomorrow during the most active session of the market. Cheers and bye bye.